How's it going there, slingers? Welcome back to Backyard Slingshots. Today we are going to be going over uh, band attachments and making a band set. The band set we're going to make is going to be flat bands for TTF. It'll be very similar to my offset band set video, which if you saw that for my PFS, I still cannot say that, PFS series. Uh, I showed how to make an offset band set. That offset band set also works for TTF. But we are also going to show how I would attach a band set, in this case tubes, to a set of tabs, which for me would also qualify if you're using the string style gypsy tabs. I would do the same thing. So these are your standard pouch tabs, and I've got a pre-made band set, tube set for attaching to the tabs. So I will go into that. We'll go over that and how I do that. I'll try to do that as quickly as I can with the weather. That being said, everything you'll see, with the exception of the frames, I pretty much will have a link for in my for my Amazon affiliates. The frames, I do not have these linked because this was made for me 3D print by a fellow slinger, and this is obviously a Fowler Hornet. That being said, most of what I'll have here, I'll have affiliate links for. I will have a new link for what I'm using for securing the bands and the pouches together, which is 20-pound fly reel backing. This is what I use for my constrictor knots. Those will all be an affiliate links down low from Amazon. At the same time, I'll have my other links that are down there that I am not affiliated with. So I get no kickbacks, no nothing really. Which other than Smos slings, I do get something out of that if you buy my designs, which are the Twister and the F1. If you pick those up, I do get something from those. But any of Jordan's other designs at Smos slings, I don't get anything for. And I'm still putting his link in there because he's a good dude and a great builder. But I'll also have Omega slings and Bushy beaver slingshots linked down low if you guys are looking for a place to get a frame. Those are all great places to get a frame. Jordan and Bushy Beaver, they do HDPE. I think Jordan is starting to touch on G10 and aluminum. Look into that in the future. And then Omega Slings has HDPE, G10s, micartas, mostly from Prime Fork. I think a few from Taking Shots. They're kind of becoming almost like a warehouse of where you can get frames that you normally would have to order from overseas or have to get from a builder that it would take him time to build. So we'll go ahead and get into that. At the same note, I want to thank you all. I'm up to 430 subscribers. That is incredible. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for watching. It means the world to me. So keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into how we do bands. Okay, so we're going to move some of this stuff aside here real quick. We're going to start with attaching to the tabs. So one of these holes I need to open up a little bit. So we'll take our tube band set. Now we want to make sure, and when we do this, we're doing it for an equal amount. So right there is ballpark about 1/4 inch. I will fold it over. Now this particular band jig is, like I said, in my links. You will find it down below. I'll have two of them there, an adjustable one, which is this one, and a fixed one, which will pretty much be one length down here. This one, you've got 3 different settings. Forgot to mention, we need one other tool in this, and I luckily have it in my pocket, right there. The other tool we need, don't don't necessarily need a Victorinox, but you are going to need a pair of scissors. So this is way more than I need for the first one. And like I said, I normally don't do this looking over a camera, but we're going to do a constrictor knot. I'm sorry if I'm bumping the tripod. I'm literally trying to do this through the camera. Okay. Let me just come back around, grab a hold of that guy. Start to snug it up, get our knot cleaned up. Just remember, if you've not messed with constrictor knots, they are also listed as one of the most dangerous knots you can do, because once you start putting pressure on these two tags, this knot will not loosen up. The more you pull on this, the tighter it will go. And I have literally seen people cut fruit in half with a constrictor knot. So we want to get that nice and snug. Boom, that should do it. We'll cut our tags. Okay. That's one side attached to the tab. And then I'll cut this little pulls. If this slips when you're at full draw, you will not be having a pleasant day. So that one should be okay. Because this is a tab, I normally cut my tags really flush. But because this is on a tab, I'm going to leave that with a little bit extra. Okay, again, give it a good pull. There, it slipped, you saw that, right? So, and that was going beyond full pull for these. Remember, you always wanted to do it now. And I don't know if you can see that little tiny ring right there at the end of my fingernail. That's where that constrictor knot was. So I'll probably still shoot this, but after I'm done with the video, this is going to go bye-bye. Because that is technically a weak spot in your latex nail. That will eventually break in that spot. All right, so let's get this other one set up. Let's see if we can knock this guy out quickly because the raindrops are getting pretty big. So for my TTF, I'm going to fold it into a triangle. Actually, I go the other way. I go from the ammo side out. So here's your ammo side. That's your pinch side. I'm probably just going to do this one half just to show you guys. I'm going to fold it in thirds to get a nice little wrap. And make sure it goes all the way down. Fold it over. We want it to try to be as in line as possible. Okay, decent a bit of stretch here. You don't need a whole lot of stretch. So a decent bit of stretch here. You don't need a whole lot. And get our material for our constrictor knot. So I'm just going to do this one half, and then we're going to shoot the tab frame because the rain is starting to come, and I'm not going to have time to do the full set. We'll see though. There we go. Okay. Again, I apologize for the bumps. Tags. And there you have a pretty little cuffed TTF band set. Once again, give it a good test pull. If this breaks, you want it to break right now. And give you an idea how I normally cut them. That's how short I normally cut them. They're right on the tag. But that one's not slipping. Alright, I went ahead and cut the camera real quick and just really quickly whipped out the other half of this band set. So attaching to my TTF, this is a slotted TTF, by the way. So make sure we got the ammo side pointed up. And I use scrap 1632 tubing. Once I figure out about where it needs to be, fold it over the tube. My fingers and my band sets are getting wet. This is going to try to slip on me. Until you hear the snap. Once you hear the snap, it's in there. We make our adjustments, try to get it where you need it. I don't really like how that one's in there, but that's initially how it would be. Trying to get it up towards the top some more. Alright, that'll have to do for now. Get my scissors back out. I had another piece of scrap tubing. I don't know where it went. It has fallen and I cannot find it. So now you see I got that scrap cut off. Nice, neat, and tidy. Trim off your access. And I'm not too worried about the tubing going inside the fork tips on this because I can still just rip it right out. It's not a big deal. But there's a new band set on a TTF. Wrap and tuck, I would basically do the same thing as far as wrap and tuck goes, but this frame is set up with slots. So, all right, so this weather is starting to get kind of crappy. I hope that gives some of you a good idea on how, at least my method of attaching bands or tubes to tabs, be it gypsy tabs or pouch tabs, and kind of how I put together my band sets. Now, as far as attaching your initial ammo pouch to your tubes, rinse and repeat from what you saw me doing on the tabs. The same thing I did here is the same thing I'll do here. And you can even look that these are constrictor not held on. So send a quick shot here before Mother Nature decides that it's time for me to stop playing. Low and left. Smack. Going for the spoon. little left. It is starting to come down pretty heavy. Smack. Alright, before this weather gets crappy, I'm going to send at least one shot. One shot at the handle, which is on the left of that spoon. Just underneath it. Alright, y'all. Once again, I want to thank you all for all the likes, the subscribes, the comments. Keep them coming, y'all. It was because of comments from you guys that I decided to do this video. This video is actually for TaylorMade, who's one of my subscribers. He had a question. He questioned me on my methods for doing this, so it was because of that that I've made this video. And I've got another one that I'm going to work on. That's an idea for the pickle fork series. Try to get another video into that series on what I'm looking at when I'm aiming my pickle forks. So that'll help, hopefully help give you guys an idea, because a lot of what I'm doing for my aiming with my pickle forks is very similar to what I'm doing with my standard frames. Obviously not as wide. So thank you all again for watching. I thank you all for at least checking out the affiliate links. I've had it going for 6 months and I've not gotten anything out of it. 100% honesty, not a thing out of it. But I can see that everyone's clicking and looking and shopping, and it shows your interest. Thank you for that. That means more to me than anything, honestly, because you're acknowledging and looking at my input other than just the videos. Thank you. Until next time, shooters, keep it in the 10 ring.